made a funny joke in Parliament today, and everybody laughed.
We have Timu Abbott over here. trying to press buttons.
But the funny thing is, all those Australians I've sent broke and are now living in poverty weren't laughing.
I see you, baby, shaking that ass,
Peter Dutton! Happy Pride Month, everyone! Oh, I've been so busy! Oh, who's this little begging native hobbit prick? Oh, it's the Prime Minister of the Solomon Islands. Oh, and it looks like Michelle Obama's tagged along. We need more money, fight climate change. Happy Pride Month to Chinese lesbian. Stupid gay man, give me money. Welcome to Australia, Prime Minister Whale. So as we know, climate change is caused by evil white people who fly around in jet planes, drive cars and eat beef. So we can't have that. So I've just explained to Prime Minister Whale, after giving him a few $100 million of your dollars, that I'm turning Australia back into the land of the Aborigine.
No.
Where nobody has any money, nobody drives a car, nobody lives in a house, and you just lay around on the living room floor, shit-faced out of your head all day, while the kids play on the road, and you're allowed to eat your neighbours if they give you the shits.
What you talking about, Willis?
This return to traditional Australian Stone Age living will solve climate change, and the only downside to this initiative that I'll be delivering is that all Australians, especially the white ones, will be living in poverty.
You're fucking kidding me.
I'll also be giving Prime Minister Whale a pair of Pride Month undies that's had the arse blown out of them by Alan. And Foreign Minister Benny Pong will also give him an Indigenous strap-on that's been carved out of wood and looks like a giant Witch City grub.
Actually, that's a little offensive.
Get me the hell out of here, gay man, give me the crib. Oh, look, I didn't have the heart to tell the little native hobbit prick that I've changed my position, and the money I've actually given him is just monopoly money, but he won't realise that until he gets home.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was a lying prick with a fat neck who changed his position.
No, we've changed our position.
Yes, how hard is it for the 50th time?
shaking
大会主席先生，世界卫生组织总干事先生。
I'm gay.
中方始终本着公开、透明、负责任的态度。
Treasurer, good morning to you. Good to see you. So,
You too, Sarah.
are you playing God when it comes to these new tax policies, giving yourself the power to decide which assets are eligible for CGT discounts?
Let me be clear, Sarah. At no time in my adult life have I ever had a job that wasn't government or union funded. I've never owned or worked in a private business and have no idea how a small business or an economy even operates. And yet I've been given the job to run Australia's multi-trillion-dollar economy, which explains why everything is rooted right now.
Before we get to that, I just wanted to ask you as well about this, because there are some figures that seem to be outdated. So is Treasury using outdated numbers for its modelling? The Treasury Secretary has used figures, I think, from 1991, which are obviously half of what today's figures are.
Yeah, don't give an ISIS crap about those figures, Sarah, but I would like to take the opportunity to quash those far-right rumours that Australia is better when it's governed by Australians and not the EU and the World Economic Forum. That's just dark forces nonsense.
So whether you compare that to 5 or 10,000, the point still stands. People who are already doing very well.
Not when you inflate the numbers, though. I mean, everyone appreciates that a higher bracket is obviously going to earn more or pay more, but when you're inflating the numbers significantly for the lower classes, then that doesn't make sense.
What do numbers really mean though, Sarah? Myself and our spastic PM can't add up, so why should anyone else?
Again,
The
no one
current
argues with that,
arrangements?
Treasurer. It's just about whether the modelling, whether the data you're using to actually set your policies in place is accurate. And that's the issue. I mean, if you had your time again, would you change anything about this budget? You know, perhaps around the messaging at the very least?
Of course not. Labor's messaging is crystal clear. Now look, Sarah Labor hates veterans and boomers, that's obvious. But what we really hate are the small businesses and Aussies that are taking risks and just having a go. We want to kill off that dream of home ownership and ambition and replace it with big government unions, ISIS whores and those head-wobbling jeets that everyone loves at housing auctions that we're letting into the country at record numbers.
我们要坚持以民为本，生命至上，科学调配医疗力量和重要物资。
Treasurer, lie is a pretty loaded word. I mean, you denied it when you were accused of lying to the Australian public, and now you're saying that others are lying about your tax policies. I mean, you can't just pick and choose your battles here. Surely you have to take some responsibility for it, and especially when we're looking at the polls, when we're seeing this rise in One Nation, which is directly linked to, in large part, the public being unsatisfied, unhappy with your budget.
You need to settle down, Sarah. You're becoming too emotional, which is typical for a woman. Look, Sarah, One Nation is just a passing fad, and anyway, we'll just call Pauline a racist and throw her in jail again if her popularity continues to rise. And to your first point, we didn't lie, we just changed our position, which is just another commie term we invented that really means we're lying Marxist shitbags.
Yeah! Treasurer, only a few weeks after your budget, you've got a third of the country that has more faith in Pauline Hanson.
Right again, Sarah. Well, that's because I'm a retard and a shit treasurer. But I wouldn't worry, Sarah. Pauline will be in jail again before the next election.
在人类抗击新冠肺炎疫情的关键时刻
No such thing as a good Muslim.
并继续支持各国科学家们开展病毒源头
And I'm just trying to ask, maybe Minister, you can ask this. What elements of your budget help increase productivity?
So there is a glossy, a A4 there. There are 15 different measures, but I can take you through them.
人类正在经历第二次世界大战结束以来
This should be an easy one for the Minister. If she had a plan to increase productivity, tell us the plan.
I mean, and you were voting against it. So, you know, you come in here and you raise the concerns and then you vote against the steps that we are taking.
人类正在经历第二次世界大战结束以来 我们要坚持以民为本，生命至上。
I have misled the Senate.
И народов. И в настоящее время
You've been called all sorts of things throughout your life: sensitive, divisive, non-compliant, and back in February you were called difficult by none other than our Prime Minister.
регулярный обмен взаимными визитами и проведение российско-китайских переговоров на высшем уровне.
I'm Yumi Steins and we're here to talk to Grace Tame. Thanks for joining us today, Grace.
Yay!
Yay! Yay, you.
Давнего доброго друга, председателя КНР Си Цзиньпиня.
I don't know.
One day I remember in a session she handed me a picture book called All Cats Have Asperger's.
Регулярный обмен взаимными визитами и проведение российско-китайских переговоров на высшем уровне. Важно.
There's no single way to be autistic, especially if you're a woman or gender diverse person.
По развитию всего комплекса отношений между двумя странами, раскрытию их.
But I got to the end of the book and I was sobbing.
И в настоящее время российско-китайские отношения достигли действительно беспрецедентного уровня. В очередной раз посетить Пекин по приглашению моего давнего доброго друга. Расширяют гуманитарный обмен, поощряют межчеловеческое общение.
Live in Melbourne. Tony, good to have you back on the beat. How does it feel?
Look, I'm happy to be back in harness, Carl, because, as you say, our party has been at a low ebb. I think that I can help persuade the Australian people that we are fair income.
То есть сообща делают все то, что служит углублению двустороннего взаимодействия и делу.
Okay, so your first day on the job, and Pauline, rockets ahead of everyone in the polls.
Please explain.
В очередной раз посетить Пекин по приглашению моего давнего доброго друга, председателя КНР.
You're not saying anything, Tony.
Please explain.
Важная, неотъемлемая часть наших совместных усилий по развитию всего комплекса отношений.
人类是命运共同体，团结合作是战胜疫情最有力的武器。
You're not saying anything, Tony.
Guess what?
30% of cars sold in May were electric or plug-in.
If you want to know why housing in our country is so damned expensive,
Oh, we've changed our position. No, we've changed.
Войска Московского гарнизона к параду Победы готовы. Генерал армии Шойгу.
Уважаемые граждане России, дорогие ветераны, товарищи солдаты и матросы.
And I've listened to people who are all saying,
I'm not going anywhere because this is my land and I was born here and I don't know of any other place that's home. I belong here as much as what you do. Now, just because you're an Aboriginal is a weak excuse.
Товарищи солдаты и матросы.
You're not saying anything, Tony.
Oh, mate, don't say that.
Дорогие китайские друзья,
谢谢大家。
Fix it! Why are people so unkind?
Peter Jackson!